tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. I just got to do one more share here. One more share. Just one more share. All right. There we are. All right. All set. Thank you for letting me do that. Good afternoon, everybody. Make sure my hair's okay. Is my hair okay? And still doing this from the laptop. Computer guy was going to come out today, but I don't have the cashola today. I do not have the money. So I have the money tomorrow, computer guy. You fix my computer today, I pay you tomorrow. Life don't work like that, huh? Yeah. So, oh well, what are you going to do? I did find out that the place I'm moving to has fiber optic, which means I'm going to be able to do some really cool stuff. All right, let's do some introductions. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion, and I am your host. If you didn't catch yesterday, the Daily Trudge is 4 years old now. If you are here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. The more comments I have, the more it goes up in the feed, things like that. So I'm never going to be able to compete with everybody else, so I don't worry too much about it. I'd rather that if you want to stay anonymous and not say anything, I'd rather you did that. So, yeah. What was I doing? Okay, I was going to move this over to chat. Yesterday, we had a pretty interesting topic of quality over quantity. And I think it turned out really, really well. I got a lot out of it. Hey, Gary, good to hear you. A long time no hear. I got to let a kitty cat in because, I'm the slave here. So I got one cat that I'm okay with going out because he stays in the yard. He's too scared to leave the yard. Then I got this guy who just interferes. Hey, Jill, good to see you. Woo, there you go. See you, dude. Good to see you, Jill. It's like we got the old gang on here. I'm sorry. Let me get better. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Well, hopefully this will help out. Hopefully we can do something to help out here. So total acceptance. This is going to be in the big book, page 152. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, yes, I want to do that topic because I'm finding that life is mostly about acceptance. It's about agreements. It's about doing things. It's about doing things. Yes, of course, we can talk after this. I might be able to. If not, then I will be available by like 2:30. So I'll have some time today. Right. I am supposed to make another phone call right after this, and then I will reach out to you. Okay. So good chance they're not going to answer, just so you know. I just get these feelings. I get these feelings, right? So let's get to page 152 here. It's going to be out of a vision for you. And usually I would go back a little bit and start at the beginning of this, but we read this chapter a lot. Not just here, but in the rooms, everything else. It's the for most normal folk drinking mean bit. But let's get to the heart of the stuff. Okay. Um, excuse me. I just want to check here to see where the book lines up. Okay. I am actually going to have to go back. All right. Now and then, a serious drinker, being dry at the moment, said, "You know what? I might as well just start at the beginning of the chapter. It's going to take me 2 more minutes to read." All right. So I won't comment on this. Yeah, right. For most normal folks, drinking means conviviality, companionship, and colorful imagination. It means release from care, boredom, and worry. It is joyous intimacy with friends and a feeling that life is good. But not so with us in those last days of heavy drinking. The old pleasures were gone, they were but memories. Never could we recapture the great moments of the past. There was an insistent yearning to enjoy life as we once did, and the heartbreaking obsession that knew some miracle of control would enable us to do it. There was always one more attempt and one more failure. It is because we are trying to recapture a moment, a new moment that we had that you'll never be able to have again. It was new. Think of it this way: you go and ride a roller coaster for the first time. You cannot have that experience again. Make sense? Because you'll expect the twists, you'll expect the turns, you'll expect the upside downsy things. But when it's new, it's absolutely free with no expectations around it. It becomes very weird. It can feel very weird. The less people tolerated us, the more we withdrew from society, from life itself. We became subjects of King Alcohol, shivering denizens of his mad realm. The chilling vapor that is loneliness settled down. It thickened, ever becoming blacker. I remember I'm like, I'm pretty lonely. It can't get worse than this. And it did. It did. It got much worse. It got to the point where I would wake up in the morning and I would curse God for me being alive. Okay? I didn't have the guts to do it myself. I just did. Well, I just, you guys know how it is. You understand the frustration. I don't need to explain it. That's what's cool about this. So thank you, because I didn't feel like talking about it. Some of us sat out sordid places hoping to find understanding, companionship, and approval. Momentarily we did, then would come oblivion, the awful awakening to face the hideous four horsemen. Terror, bewilderment, frustration, despair. Unhappy drinkers who read this page will understand. Now we're getting to the total acceptance portion. Now and then a serious drinker, being dry at the moment, says, "I don't miss it at all, feel better, work better, having a better time." That's usually the person that says, "I got this." And we know those are 3 words that will kill any type of recovery. "Oh, I got this." I understand what you're saying. You got the feeling like you got this, but you ain't got this. I ain't got it. Nobody's got it yet. Okay, we're not perfect. Perfection is the end goal. Until then, it's progress. Okay, and I will not be perfect until I am gone from this world. That is the day I become perfect and rise up to heaven and meet the Holy Spirit. Right? That's how I take it. And even then, I'm sure it won't be perfect. I don't know. I ain't been there before. Well, I think we have. We just, yeah. I don't know that we remember it. Okay. As ex problem drinkers, we smile at such a sally. We know our friend is like a boy whistling in the dark to keep up his spirits. He fools himself. Inwardly, he would give anything to take half a dozen drinks and get away with them. Okay. What is that? That is a lurking notion. And if you have any lurking notion at all, you're done. What is a lurking notion? Well, if my significant other went out of town this weekend, I could drink and get away with it. That is a lurking notion. Well, if my daughter ever gets married, I'm allowed to have a drink. That is a lurking notion. Okay. We need to remember that for at least for alcohol, okay, and drugs, we need 100% abstinence. 100%, or it will not work. Right? Not for us. He will presently try the old game again, for he isn't happy about his sobriety. Nope. Why? Because they're doing it alone. Single handed combat will get you nowhere. All the knowledge in the world won't get you shit. I know that for a fact. Okay? All this information that I talk about, I've known since I was 19, 20 years old. So when I relapsed after 12 years, where was my self knowledge then? Doesn't work. Doesn't work. I've even gotten other people sober. I have a good friend. She pops on here every now and again. Her name's Stephanie. Um, this was, I don't know, probably close to 15 years ago. I was working somewhere and we were talking on and off on the phone. She told me about her problem and I helped her a lot. I didn't meet her for quite some time. She had been off that meth for, I don't know, over 15 years now. Isn't that cool shit? I think that's cool, man. My son has a year more than I do. That's cool. I think that's awesome. All right. He cannot picture life without alcohol. Ooh, yep, that's the big one right there. I was curious about that, Gary. That's why I kind of qualified it. You know what I mean? Um I didn't want to assume. So thank you for letting us know that, because I know nothing on that side. I have no fucking clue how you guys do it. See, I think that's why God picks and chooses our paths, because Gary understands it. See, I don't need to understand it. Gary does. See how that works? We can start to rely on other people for what it is that they know. Hey, I got this going on. What do you think? You'll get some pretty cool answers, man. All right, so someday he will be able to. Someday he will be unable to imagine life with alcohol or without it. Then he will know loneliness such as few do. He will be at the jumping off place. He will wish for the end. Why is my phone blowing up? Okay. Drives me crazy sometimes. Maybe I ought to change it. Okay. He will know loneliness such as few do. That's what we're talking about here. This is what the point where people will make the ultimate sacrifice rather than try and change. The ultimate sacrifice meaning end it. And they will probably try to end it with drugs and alcohol. They'll probably try and overdose. We do that. We're like that. Now, for some people, then it says someday he will be unable to imagine life either with or without alcohol. Okay, this is twofold. Number one, it's a mental thing, right? Part of it. So for some of us, this has to do with mental, just mental. Okay? And that means in your mind, you can't, the thought of staying sober the rest of your life bothers the fuck out of you. But the thought of drinking for the rest of your life is even worse. Okay? That's what we're that's what Jill's talking about, the jumping off place. Okay? We don't want you to jump in this situation. Don't be a lemming. Don't jump. Don't jump, man. We got your back. We got your back. Then there's a type of alcoholic where this is not only mental, but it's physical. At the end of my drinking, if I wouldn't have put alcohol in my body when I woke up, it would have killed me. Because my body was so used to it. I used to have this joke, there's too much blood in my alcohol system. Well, that became true. There was my body could not make it without alcohol. My body was physically addicted and needed it. Okay. That requires hospitalization. That's all I'm going to cover on that portion, because I don't think it needs much more. Only an alcoholic can understand the exact meaning of a statement like this one. In other words, okay, so the statement they're talking about is he cannot picture life without alcohol. Then he will know loneliness, such as few do. He will wish for the jumping off place. He will wish for the end. We call them bottoms. I don't use rock bottom anymore. That might work in OA, but the reason I don't use rock bottom is then people tend to think that they need to be worse off than they are in order before they ask for help. So I got rid of the word rock, and now I just use bottoms. That way you don't feel compared, if that makes sense. But I used rock bottom for a long time. I'm just bringing it up because I thought it was a good idea, and I know you like that stuff. So, only an alcoholic can understand the exact meaning of the statement like this one. I don't think that's true. I think anybody with problems could probably understand it. The double standard that helped me to held me captive as an alcoholic also filled me with a terror and confusion. If I don't get a drink, I am going to die. Competed with, if I continue to drinking, it's going to kill me. If I continue to drink, both compulsive thoughts push me ever closer to the bottom. The bottom produced a total acceptance of my alcoholism with no reservations whatsoever. And one that was absolutely essential for my recovery. It was a dilemma unlike anything I had ever faced, but I found out later on a necessary one if I was to succeed in the program. We make it seem very nice and easy, and we need to do that in the beginning. But this is what it comes down to, is if you can't accept your ism, if you can't accept your alcoholism, your food addiction, or any other addiction, you're going to get nowhere ever at any point. You just won't. Okay, what else can we use with that? We can use awareness. Awareness is a different word, but it means the same thing. At some point, now you don't need to do this in the beginning. Why? Because you don't know how to be honest with yourself. Okay? So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to trust the process. Trust the damn process, man. You're watching other people go through this process and getting results that you want. So find somebody that has what you want and go say, hey, I need help. Well, I'm not sponsoring right now. I didn't ask you to be my sponsor. I asked for help. So I'm just I'm weird that way. I'm not going to get into sponsorship today. Hi, Ingrid. Just in time for me to wrap it up, honey. I figured you were kind of busy today because I hadn't seen you around, so I didn't text you. I'm sorry. But in order for us to make it, we need total acceptance about our disease. It is a disease, it is an illness. We have a mental illness coupled with a physical compulsion. Okay. And let's remember that, oh, okay. I'm sorry, sweetie. You got to stop doing that. I think Texas is just bad for you. I think you're allergic to Texas. Maybe you should move to Colorado. Right. So, all right. That's going to be it on total acceptance. Yeah, I don't think I have much more to add to it. So thank you everybody for being here. Ingrid, I hope you start feeling better. And Gary, thanks for the TV. And Jill, give me a little bit. Looks like my friend did want to talk. So just give me a little bit and I will give you a call. All right. All right. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. It's kept me in a good mood. That was kind of nice. All right. I love you guys. Peace out and have a day. Bye-bye.